Hi everyone, Aiden here with etrailer. Today we're taking a look at the Hollywood Rack's Destination 2 bike rack on the back of our 2023 Chevrolet Tahoe. The Destination is a more entry-level platform rack, but it's one that I really like just because it works with a wide range of bikes and is fairly easy to use at a really accessible price point. With this, it's a platform style rack, so it's held in these trays and primarily attaches by the frame. We've got this padded cradle that slides up and down and rotates 360 degrees with a strap that runs around the frame to secure it. Now, because it makes frame contact, we do want to avoid carbon frame bikes, but because of that adjustment we have, alternative frame bikes should be just fine because this can move to meet the frame. With that, we also have a 35-pound weight capacity per bike, so not good for our heavier bikes, but for ones like this road bike, it's going to work just fine. And it does get a pretty good hold on the bike too. In addition to the frame contact, we've got two wheel straps that pull down and in on the bike, which really do a good job at securing it. Now, getting the bike removed is pretty straightforward. We've got buttons on the side that we can press to release those wheel straps on either side. And you'll see pretty much right away how much it loosens up the whole hold on the bike rack. So this frame contact is really just to hold it upright. For that one, we'll do the same thing, pressing the button and removing that strap. Just be careful with this one that you've got a good hold on the bike itself so it doesn't fall into the car. From there, you can just lift it up and away. Now, it does have a center mast, which typically makes things a bit more difficult when loading and unloading, just because it's an obstacle. It's in the way of the bike rack and the bike when you're loading. But this one's pretty short, so it's not too bad to lift the bike up and over. I always like to replace these straps for the trays. And then we can fold down the center mast by undoing this hand knob, flipping the plate back, and then moving this to either side. When you do this, use the actual cradle strap right here to wrap around the tray and attach to itself. Now you can maybe flip it around here so it's a little easier to do. But this will hold the center mast down and keep it from popping up. But with it all folded down like this, now we can get access to the back of our vehicle just because this bike rack doesn't tilt away, whether it has bikes loaded or not. So it's pretty much fixed in this position when you're driving, and if you need to get to the back, you will need to unload the bikes to do that. That could be a downside for some people, but if you're just using this to get from point A to point B, chances are by the time you either get back to your house or get to your destination, you're unloading your bikes anyway, and it's not that big a deal. Some measurements to check out here are going to be our ground clearance. We've got this reverse U-shaped design here, which at the back end, lowest point, gives us 25.5 inches of ground clearance. More than enough, I think, for most situations. You're already sitting high off the ground with your hitch, and you do have an aggressive rise in the shank. For our distance added to the back, we're coming in right at 25 inches added to the back. That sits pretty condensed to the back of the vehicle here, but we can save some space. If we have bikes unloaded and we want to leave it in the hitch between rides, we can undo this threaded hand knob, fold up the rack, and reinsert it and rethread it through the newly aligned holes. Now, I like that this is threaded because it actually acts like an anti-rattle device and keeps things nice and solid at that pivot point, whereas for a lot of other bike racks, there might be movement here. Here you can see it's very minimal and it's pretty solid. Now from here, that new distance we're adding to the back is only going to be 13 inches. That's way more manageable for parking spaces or maybe even your garage. It doesn't come too close to the bumper either, so you've got good clearance there. Full visibility of our license plate, good visibility with our backup camera with maybe some obstruction right here at the bottom, but definitely usable. And it's not in the way too much anywhere else. At the hitch, it's working with our 2" by 2" receiver tube using the included adapter sleeve. And it does come with a locking anti-rattle bolt that keeps things solid and secure in the hitch. I like that it comes with a locking pin right out of the box. That way you've got that security aspect, and you can always pair it up with a cable lock for the bikes. And overall, if you're looking for a pretty simple bike rack that gets you from point A to point B, this is one that's going to work really well with the Tahoe. If you need a little bit more weight capacity from it, you could check out the Cirrus Freedom. That's going to give you a 60-pound capacity per bike with a very similar style of attaching. Otherwise, though, I think that'll do it for our look at the Hollywood Rack's Destination. Thanks for watching.